Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'd like to just briefly touch upon the recent news from Gunn regarding his Superman movie. By now it's safe to say the new Superman film won't appear to be at least no traditional paint by the numbers origin story. On top of that, other heroes will seemingly just be thrown into the mix. This seems to me to be an interesting point of departure. After all, many by now know the origins of Superman, and lately there have already been origin films aplenty. Think of Shazam, Aquaman, Blue Beetle, etc. To say the traditional paint by numbers origin story is a worn out formula is an understatement, to say the least. Frankly, the superhero movie genre in general is pretty worn out at the moment of making this video. So Gunn has no easy task bestowed upon him. All the more reason his point of departure is, to my opinion, already an interesting one, and a good way to start in general. Also, the concept to weave movies, TV series, and animated series as well into one whole universe gives far more wiggle room and space to play. All while taking the MCU model, which mainly consisted out of films, to a next level. Yes, later on there came series, but to my opinion, way too late and way too little has been done with them. Not to elaborate on those series mostly being vehicles of political messaging first, then, and secondly being expansions on the MCU. And the animated series weren't necessarily true means of expansion for, nor did the content expand on the MCU. Oh, and I'm talking 2008 to 2019 MCU, not post-Endgame MCU. Man, how something so grand and magnificent could fall like it did with all the post-Endgame stuff. Anyway, DC's misfortune, bad luck, could be its strong point. You see, people can say about the DC movies till up until this point whatever they want, but they did at least help introduce a whole lot of DC's previously lesser known characters to the big audience. This reinforces Gunn's premise of throwing a lot of heroes into the mix from the start. In other words, in the Superman movie. As a fan of superheroes in general, I would love nothing more than to see the genre flourish again. The way superhero movies like 78's Superman, 89's Batman, the Spider-Man trilogy from the 2000s, and the 2008 to 2019 MCU did. Reality, however, is much different now, and the superhero genre has steeped low, very low. Hence, if Gunn could deliver, it would be big news and a bright new dawn for the superhero genre. I, for one, hope he'll focus more on the characters behind the heroes than the heroes they portray. That he'll let the characters also determine the genre of the film and or series. For example, one shouldn't be afraid to go all in fancy horror genre with a character like Etrigan the Demon. Kudos to Marvel regarding Werewolf by Night. And or to go full-fledged drama with a character like Metamorpho, letting his freak of nature powers make him a morally unhinged outcast of society. You get the picture. Less emphasis on the super in superhero, more focus on the hero, as in the character behind the powers, as well as enthralling storytelling. With this character-focused approach, lends itself to. Not in the hardcore dystopian The Boys approach, but much more grounded into reality, even more so than the grounded realism that is achieved in Invincible. I believe there's still another path out there somewhere, and that Gunn has the capacity to find and walk it. Whether he will, and if he manages, he won't get obstructed from atop the corporate ladder, well, that's a whole other matter entirely. But anyway, that's my take on the latest news from Gunn regarding his Superman movie. What's your take? Or don't you care? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time.